Hi everybody. After the last video, I went on a hunt. I searched all over the place and holy smokes, there's a downtown, which isn't very big, maybe 10 streets long. It's a small downtown. Anyway, they do have a florist store, and I don't want to mention any names. And because I was on a hunt for spider plant to help clean the air, especially when you buy new items in your house or something like that. In the living room, we took out the black and white carpet and sold it online and put down a new thinner one, easier to clean, and some throws, which all came from India. So we really like them. And the thing is that you might have carcinogenic smells coming off of things. And if you got the fires outside, we have a bit of smoke even now. BC is under drought. We are cooking. Now, it's been enjoyable because the evening walks are beautiful. Temperatures in the 60s, 70s by evening. Yesterday it said 100 in the sun. It's hot. We've had no rain in a couple months at least, and not even much then. And it's just crazy. So I went on a hunt for things to help clean the air in the house, and I narrowed it down because I don't have a lot of room. And then it starts a mushrooming effect. I mean, if you bring one thing new in this house and you want to put it where something is, it's a chain link of things that happen because we're not minimalists and we have a lot of stuff that we love. And so anyway, so if I bring two plants in, then I have to know where they're going to go. So things were moving around. It was orchid watering day, and I have not changed my fertilizer yet. I'm on my 2 days of bought fertilizer right now. The first day today and the next watering day. So those are the only days they get fertilizer. I think, is it 3 days or 2 days? I should check my schedule. So other times they're getting tea bags, or they're getting seaweed extract or Epsom salts. We have different things, and all my houseplants get the same thing, and they seem to do good. So these new people our new little plants, they'll have to do better. But anyway, we went into this place downtown. They had a snake plant, and well, this is a small measly snake plant. Not really measly, but small. Now, they had one that was about this big. They had 2 or 3. They're over $100. Too rich for my blood. So then they had some smaller ones, and they were like $30 or some silly thing. I said, no. So anyway, we went to the garbage dump the other day, and because we took all our compost bins, we had them just shoved into our paper bags full of yard clippings, because I've done all the fall cleanup, and Jack filled the whole back of the car, so we take that, and it's free, but we also go near where the greenhouse is that I got my cactus, and there's such nice people in there, and they're called Mayfair Farms, and so I did good. I got cactuses there twice, and come November 1st, they opened their big greenhouse to like the farmer's market with crafts and all kinds of things for a month. So they're really nice, friendly hometown people. And we've been having trouble finding eggs at places we usually get farm eggs. Well, there's been none. So anyway, Jack says, have you happened to got some eggs? And she says, I got 1 dozen. She brings them out, and they're mostly all green eggs. I love green eggs. They're the Arizona chickens. They're very hardy, almost like a bantam. They're very hardy, healthy, and they're supposed to be better eggs, but they were. We had some for lunch. They're delicious. So anyway, we got 1 dozen, and Jack goes, "Are you sure you haven't got another one?" Well, I might have enough to put one together. So we got 2 dozen eggs, and then we went in the greenhouse, and just, oh, it's so beautiful in there, so many plants. And realized she had big snake plants, little ones, and all kinds, and a spider plant. Now, we'll talk about spider plant in a minute. So, Jack, I don't want to put this on my cutting board, but Jack fell in love with this one. Now, he says to the lady, he says, "Now, isn't there 2 different types in there?" And she said, "Yes, there is." So then he says, "Well, we can't put them in there together. See this big one? It doesn't have the stripe on the edge, and some do." So I'm not sure what we got here, or if they are the same, but that one didn't get a stripe. But she says, no, there's 2 different ones. So I was just going to put them all in the same pot because they like being crowded anyway. But for some reason, Jack just insisted he wanted them in different pots. So one is going in the bedroom for sure. So I'm not sure where the second one's going. So I have 2 pots, just normal garden pots with drain holes in the bottom. And I have one there, and oh, that's for something else. Oh, here's the other one. Yeah. Okay, so I have another one. This one's a little bit bigger. So I think when I open it up, I'll be able to decide which one gets a little bit bigger pot. So, and then there's in a pot that will catch water drips. I don't know how good that one is. It looks like it works. So I'm crazy. I know. In fact, I don't know where it went. He put it away somewhere. Let me see. Let me look in here. There it is. We were at the thrift store, and I found this cup for $1. They sell secondhand for $30 online. But you know why I like it? Because Jack says, there's all flowers and all kinds of cactus and flowers, and there's a chicken, because we've been talking about chickens, and that's a story for another day. So, and there's little chickens and plants and flowers, and there's a crazy looking lady that's much younger than me. But it says, "I may do foolish things, but I do them with enthusiasm." And then there's a long write-up. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, called "Foolish Things," and I won't read it. But I guess you could Google this. Susie Toronto Studios. It's called Susie Toronto. And there's all kinds of cups with different things, but this is the "I do foolish things." So anyway, this is a foolish thing because I don't usually show when I repot my house plants. I don't usually show it because I'm not saying there's some beautiful. I watch some YouTubes. I subscribe to some where they do beautiful jobs. But anyway, I don't want to get my cutting board. Maybe I'll just move it. It might be best to just move it. I'll put it on over here. Hopefully it stays there. Okay, that'll be better. Okay, so we're going to ignore this. No, maybe I'll tell you about this, and then I'll see what that looks like. But this plant was, I think there's a price on it somewhere here. This spider plant was $12. There's a price right here. And it says $12. I could pick it off. No. So anyway, then I was going to hang it from the roof. We never had a ceiling thing. And then I thought, well, it'd be hard to look after. And so I had this old pot I got many years ago in Armstrong. Now, it's actually an antique. It's hammered copper, I guess. So I've had that. And then this was a couple dollar find at a garage sale. It was a candlestick holder, and I kind of painted it one time to go with this copper pot. And I thought, you know, rather than trying to water something hanging from the ceiling, I would let it go in here. So that means it needed a floor space. Now if I'd hung it from the ceiling, so I spent most of my watering day this morning moving this here and this here and this here and trying to outsmart myself. Anyway, if we get a chance, I'll show you the windows because I did move some stuff, but I made room. And I haven't taken this off yet. And so it's safe in there, and when I'm ready, I'll take that off. And for $12, and look at all the babies. So I have another pot here because this is in the living room, cleaning all the toxins out the air. And I want to put some babies in this. It's an old teapot I've had for years. And it can hang from even something little. So I haven't decided if I'll hang or what, but spider plant babies going in there. So that's on the agenda today. And I did bring some gloves because my bark, I know I have nothing dangerous in there to, you know, other than some maybe slivers from the bark, but because these are soil things that have been around a long time. And the snake plant, actually, years ago they must have bought the snake plant from Tropical Plants, and it's grown in Canada, Burnaby Lake. I grew up near Burnaby Lake. That's on the coast, near Vancouver. So anyway, years ago, or they've used this pot or what. But let's check it out, see if I can separate this into two plants. And then we'll make a potting mix, which I have in here right now. All I have is, we buy bagged organic for my big pots. It's like sea soil, but it's made in Vancouver Island, and it's good quality. And I like to buy late in the year and get a bunch of bags. I think we got 7. You get them all on sale. Let's see what we got in here first. Okay. It's not like overcrowded, but we're going to have to... Can you see down here? I think I could lower it. But anyway, it's pretty fine, which is good because they like maybe they've been repotted in here. I don't think they're over established. Okay, there's a yellow one. This one, they're all got, I don't know. I think I'll end up putting them all in one pot. And there's a new one coming. And why this one here, no, that's got a yellow streak too. So they're looking, they're all one. Okay, this one here, somehow or other, is a little different. And so I'm separating it very carefully, because those are the roots from that one. There's no stripe on it, and these little ones don't have a stripe, but that one doesn't. But maybe when they're older they get stripes. What do you think? I think they're all the same. And then this one's got stripes, so it looks like that's the only one that's different. And this one had an injury at one time. But I guess they haven't been in this pot that long, so they've been looking after it. And no one's bought it, so this is down to the cheapest one. And see if she had it was like $8 or something. Because I didn't pay more than $18 for the two. And we know that one was $12, going on $13. She sold it to me real cheap because it was injured. So the only one that looks different is this one. So it should go in the smallest pot, and we're going to hope we get some rooting done. These are definitely all the same. So I can put them in the bigger pot and put the other one in this pot. So in here I have the sea soil. Now they like good drainage, I know that. And really they're pretty hardy unless you try to overwater them. Now in here I have cactus succulent mix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this. It's about 50-50. It's about what I've already got in here, the sea soil. So good draining. We don't want the water. We don't want to kill the roots, which if you overwater, they're kind of like orchids. You will kill the roots. So I'm going to mix that up with our Vancouver Island sea soil. Does anybody see him wearing a nice new necklace? A very nice subscriber, Joanne. She sent me this beautiful gift, and it's supposed to help your health, and it's Reiki. And it's supposed to, so I've been wearing it yesterday, and I've been wearing it today because a surprise parcel came in the mail the other day. And she's spoiling me. I don't know if you remember, but I got to know Joanne when a long time ago she won the first traffic cone we gave away. And I didn't know Joanne, and then all of a sudden we talk once in a while, and it's really nice, and she sent me this lovely gift. So that was really nice. So now we've got, in here we've got the mixture with the cactus mix and the sea soil. And now, so that it drains, I do have perlite, and it improves the drainage of any potting mix. Now, major, don't breathe in at all. Hold your breath, and then, because you don't want to breathe these little rascals into your lungs, and you'll never get them out. So, okay, they're in the pot. There's about a cup in there. You know, you can laugh, but it's not the bigger particles I'm so worried about, but it's even the dust. I held my breath. So there was about a cup, and I'm mixing that into the soil. So, and then, so that's the perlite, the cotton, so we got everything. So now we got to pot them, and we already decided these three are the same. I would love to put one of those little ones in with the other one. I don't know, it's pretty, yeah, I think I might have to. So, first we got to fill up the bottom. I'm breathing very carefully. That's awful stuff. I quit. I don't hardly use it in my orchids either. I try not to use it, but I keep a bag because there's times when you need it. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Okay, yellow stripe. That should be good. These are all the same. I think we're going to put that much in there till they're adjusted and growing, because we can go to a bigger pot when... I hate to put just one in the other pot. I'll tell them that I had to do it, and then it keeps that one company till it starts to grow, and then I'll separate it again. He was very adamant that we should take that one out of there. And that's like, oh boy. Okay. Now, I will give it a good water. Sometimes when I'm pushing them in, here he is. See? We want to leave them just low enough so when I water, it's not running over the surface. But then again, new soil quite often will, we'll let them grow out. And that's pretty close to what they were in. Like, looks exactly the same. So, not bad, eh? So anyway, that one will get watered and it will grow into that pot and fill it up. And then this one, I'm going to put this soil on the bottom. Got extra soil. Okay, you got extra soil. Just, I've still got this bag. I'll relabel it. And it's all ready to go for another pot. I still need some for the fern though. Okay. Now, wow. I don't know. This one the lady did say it was too tight though, so. This is the only one without the stripe, except I did little ones, and the little ones are all hooked to the other plant, so I have to put some soil in there. You know, I love farm aids, and I've had every animal. I've farmed, I've milked cows, I've had pigs, I've had everything, horses. I could ride a horse. And I could clean its hoofs and all that kind of stuff, but I love my horse, but mostly my daughter, she loved the horse, but I wasn't a great horse rider. I've done a lot of farm stuff, and I miss chickens because I like eggs and I miss them. So we're having heated discussions about a chicken house, because you're not supposed to have them unless you got a little bit more land than we do. Although I hear stories of people in our area that have had chickens. And if you don't get a rooster, they're not that noisy. And we're having little discussions about it, so we'll see what happens come spring. I told them we have to build a little chicken house. We get lots of garden scraps, so, you know, we could feed them really good. Oh, that looks nice, see? And we'll water them and we'll wait for them to grow. So, snake plants are on the top of the list. They let oxygen out at night. They're called CAM plants, and they're usually in hot weather places, and they're kind of like succulents, which also cactus are also that same category, but because they're so slow growing, they don't let off that much oxygen at night, but they do. So yes, there is two different types, and if they're CAM plants, then they do. So if you didn't see that, check out the last video for the information. So this is a pot I had a long time and been wanting to use. So I think it'll be quite a while till they're so full I want to repot them. And of course this is a garage sale find, and I thought it was kind of neat. I think it has an old Canadian Tire thing on it. So those are done. Now, we want to put in here some babies, and there's lots of babies. So I'll just take a couple and put some dirt in here, and then we'll see if they start to grow, because they'd make nice gifts. You know, if you want your neighbor to feel friendly. I have so many pumpkins out there. I think there's 6 or 7. They're all bright orange and they're nice and big, maybe this big. And I said to the neighbors, I said, do you need any jack-o'-lantern pumpkins? They go, yes! There's 2 of the cutest little kids they have. So I said, well, whenever it's convenient, just come over and look under the peach tree and leave one for me. Take what you want. So I guess the kids will be coming over to pick out what they want. So that's good, because I really didn't plant them. Okay, so now I need to cut some. I had scissors earlier. Oh well, I'll use my kitchen shears, no big deal. So it's beautiful, isn't it? And she says, oh, it's got lots of babies. I don't mind it having babies. I think it looks pretty. Hey, if you know anything more about spider plants than I know, which isn't very much, that's okay. Let me get some babies. Maybe from down here. Here's some babies. It's kind of a, holy, there's that many on a stalk. So if I just take this stalk, and if I just, and I didn't look it up, you know, like I should have. I'm so busy all the time. So anyway, there's lots coming. So I think if I just lay them in there, put some soil on them, they may start to grow, and then we'll see what we got. So that's what I'm figuring. Looks like lots of, there's the, I think that's the roots on that end. I think there's the roots. So I know this isn't about orchids, but it's what's happening in this day. But I'm telling you, I was watering day to day and I made some shocking discoveries. And one of them is that, if you remember, I told you I brought my orchids in early. I hadn't barely put them outside. And it got so cold, it was too darn cold, like in the 40s. And it got so cold, and I thought, holy, I gotta bring them in. But I've had the windows a crack, and I closed the crack in the windows tonight. I'm using all this soil. So I'm gonna sprinkle some of that on there, right over them, but leave some green coming up. Give it a little more water. So anyway, I'm watering them, and there's spikes coming already, and I'm thinking, first it was one, I thought, is that a spike? I never usually get spikes till the end of December, mid-December, January. That's usually when most of them are going. When I first see them, it could be the beginning of December. But here we are, the beginning of October, and that's this crazy weather. The dendrobiums flowered now instead of January. All you can do is go with it, you guys. So anyway, I thought, oh, well, that's nice. I'll have flowers more spread out then. So, do you know I've used almost all the soil, so I can just dump that in a pot outside or in one of the house plants. And I don't want to cover too much of the roots. And we'll see if something starts to grow. But something tells me I should cut that little thing that is trying to make another new plant. And probably this one too. Put some energy in the roots. So, there is some water in here. There we go. So, we're going to wait and see what these do. And I'll put them somewhere you know, maybe on the patio, but I'll have to remember, not forget about them. So I'm going to get these in their place. So you won't see these because they're in my bedroom. And I'm going to have one close by, but I'm going to water them good. So as long as I don't water, and they can always drain out of these pots. So that's the good thing. And so I'm going to take you for a little video and tell you a few things. And you'll see where this is, because I'm going to quickly put it back, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, we didn't do that perfect, but who's perfect? Okay, let me just get this out of here. And I was supposed to do housework today. That was what was on my agenda after watering. That did not happen. So, this is how this window is, and I kind of actually got a clear spot here, but there's a heating vent, and I got some two little things to make the draft move, but you know, this is a Georgia Pearl. She's getting a nice new leaf. And you know what I noticed today? I've been keeping that under there because those leaves were so tight, no air, but look, it's really starting to work. So I'm going to keep it there a while longer, but I think it's getting adjusted to being strong enough to be like that. So, things are doing. Watering day, I never have the misters on. It is so dry. If it wasn't watering day, they'd be on. So this is a pot I made out of something, an old thing we found, and Jack glued holes in it. So up here I have a couple. So then over here is my nice bench. And my keyboard, which I've sort of been playing at when I get a chance. So here is, this is growing so much. It's a calathea. Whoops. So it's doing really good. It just loves that. That's an old pot I found at a garage sale for a hurricane candle, and there was a huge candle in there, and I asked her how much, and it was your typical $5. I thought, I've taken it. And then I also got this spider there, so I thought it came with it, it can stay with it. So it's doing good. And this is the top of the hill, had this bamboo on a while ago. I can't remember how many videos ago, but I got it and it was near dead, and I proudly had it given to me because there was little bugs in it, and it was cleaned out, but it's starting to perk up, and I'm thinking it will fill that space. So Sogo Vivian, lots of leaves, and a nice little one, and Melitaceae in the background, but I did lose the Melatonopsis. She did not make it. So, yeah. Look at this grow. So, you can see, very dry, very dry. Gee. Okay, so let me turn around. It was watering day in here today too. So everything got watered and misted, and they're quite happy in there. Sometimes I leave the door open, just. Everything's doing good. And that's a good thing. So, of course, over here is the ferns there. And I had to move a few things to make room. So, I have these two misters. This one is running, and because those two kind of cover that area, I was a little worried that these two might not be getting enough mist. So I did, and that one is on very low, just shooting out this way. So I'm not going to try and remember which ones had spikes, but there is. I know one of them, and it was a funny looking spike. I'm going to try and get a close up in there. A funny looking spike in there on top of that leaf. So, I don't know, it's a funny looking one, but it sure looked like a spike, and I seen so many I started to not believe it. So time will tell. So that's what's happening at this window. Okay. Trip over that. There's where it is. So I thought, oh, this is my little reading corner, kind of when I just want to kick back and relax. So it's my reading corner. I moved the chair over a little bit, and I just move the chair out when I want to look after things in behind. So then over here, the money plant. I have this little mister on too, because that's the orchid I cut the leaf off, and it's going to lose 2 leaves underneath. And they're not moldy, they're just going to come off, and it's got new leaf coming. So I'm okay with that. But I thought I'd make sure it's getting extra attention. And another dendrobium. This one is Oriental Smile Fantasy. And they're smaller than last year, but there's lots to come later. So this one will go out in the greenhouse until it gets a cool day. But I just want to enjoy it for now. And cactus. And these torch cactus, these might be new flowers coming. And the barrel cactus. My plate. So that's it for today. So thanks for joining me, and I'm going to go clean up my mess and get this put up on YouTube. Bye for now.